Good evening, dear students. This is Mrs. Banerjee, and today I am going to explain to you the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. Now, before I begin the poem, you should know a bit about who Stephen Spender was and what is the theme of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. From the title itself, you can understand that the poem is set in an elementary school, a primary school classroom in a slum. India is a country which is economically quite backward. There are many people living below poverty line, and they live in slum areas, and they go to elementary schools in a slum. Here we see that Stephen Spender also talks about this sort of a school. Now, before we begin the poem, let us know about Stephen Spender. He was born in 1909 and died in 1995. He was an English poet and essayist, and he left University College without taking a degree. He took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Now, in this particular poem, he has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequality. In this particular poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, we see that Spender talks about the injustice which prevails in the society. He talks about the denial of education and opportunities to the slum dwellers, and he expresses his thoughts on the widening gap between the rich and the poor. The poet seems to be hitting hard on the capitalist economy, which helps the rich get richer and the poor become poorer day by day. The poem was written at a time when American Civil War had gained pace, and where here we can see that he exposes the condition of the haves and the have-nots. As the poem opens, we can see that the poet begins with the description of a classroom in a slum area. The poet says that far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces like rootless weeds. The poet seems to be hitting or attacking strongly on the condition of these slum children. He says that though these slum schools are situated far, far away from the reach of the seas and different bounties of nature, yet these children's faces, they appear like rootless weeds. Now, what are weeds? You are already familiar with the word weeds. Weeds are unwanted plants. These children, their faces appear to be like unwanted plants. They are worn out. At this age, when they should be full of energy, they seem to be devoid of all sorts of energy, vitality, and vigor. Their hair is torn around their pallor. Pallor means the pale face. Their hair is scattered all across their pale face. The tall girl with her weighed down head. Now here, the tall girl is the description of a tall girl who was sitting in one of the benches. Now we can see that though she was physically tall, yet she had her head weighed down. The reason being, first of all, she was physically tired. She was malnourished. At the same time, she was emotionally tired of fighting with her poverty-stricken condition. The poet then brings about the metaphor of a paper-seeming boy. Another boy who was sitting in one corner of the classroom was as thin as a paper, because again he was undernourished, and he had rat's eye. This rat's eye is again another example of metaphor. Why did he have rat's eye? As rats search for tiny morsels of food, in the same manner these young hungry children search for tiny morsels of food. They are the stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones reciting a father's gnarled disease. So this is all they have inherited from their forefathers. They are unlucky heir. Why unlucky heir? Because they have not got any riches, any property, but rather they, as heritage, they have got the genetical disease of their parents, like the null disease, the disease of twisted bones. And ironically, they are made to recite their lesson from their desk. So his lesson from his desk. These children who are deprived of all sorts of facility are forced to recite their lessons from their desk. Yet, at the back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. So the poet noticed that in spite of all these gloomy faces, there at the back of the classroom, there is one child who is sweet and young. He has still now not been overpowered by poverty, because his eyes live in a dream. He is an escapist who wants to escape from the four walls of this classroom, and he dreams of a better world. He dreams of squirrel's game in a tree room other than this. So he dreams of seeing squirrels play in the tree room. Now, in the first stanza, we have seen that the poet has used various literary devices. Like far, far from is an example of alliteration. Like rootless weeds is an example of simile. Paper seeming boys with rat's eye is an example of metaphor. Rat's eye and paper seeming both refer to the children who are as thin as paper and with hungry eyes they seem to be searching for food. Father's null disease is another example of metaphor. And squirrel's game, the child wants to escape to some other world. He wants to escape to the tree house where squirrels play their games. So all these are examples of metaphor. Thank you and have a nice day, and the more we are going to see in the next video that will follow. Thank you.